Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings out there to the universe. My name is Sean Myrie, and I'm your host of the Down to Earth podcast. Today, I got a special guest coming on. A great artist coming straight out of the 6 Toronto. We got Lola Buns. Yeah, coming through the Down to Earth podcast. Much respect. Yeah.
Hey.
Much respect, Miss Lola Buns. I'll say this to everybody. Introduce yourself to the universe to those who may not know who you are.
You guys already know I go by the name of Lola Buns, the hottest spitter in the city.
I have an idea. How long have you been doing your music for? Like, you know, your art form for?
Good question. No, but I've been performing, to be honest, since like the age of 16, like over like 10, 12 years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a long time. Like, but before the music thing, you know, I started off with poetry, and I was doing open mics and things like that, and I was doing the acting thing. So like I've always been performing, but with the music, I just fell in love with rapping on a beat, and I think I haven't stopped since. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I remember seeing videos from way back. And were you in a cypher? Were you in a female cypher? Yes. So the first music video that I actually did was the female Jane Finch cypher. So it was me and 3 other female rappers, Badass Buck, Roots, and Rishi Raw at the time. So you know, at the time we were just kind of looking at in the Toronto environment of rappers in the city and stuff like that, and we were just noticing that there was kind of a gap. Like, you know, a lot of the female rappers, they don't get that much recognition and things like that. So
how do you feel about like how people like as females have to like state their claim or whatever in the 6 or whatever Canada, because you know this a male dominated, you know, industry or whatever section going on?
You know what, I personally feel like, you know, as a female, you're already kind of looked at as the underdog. So even on shows and things like that, you know, you walk in and it's like, oh, what do you do? You sing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then there's often this like idea that you kind of have to prove yourself, like you'll tell people you're a rapper and they'll be like, okay, but then the next question will be like, oh, spit something, let me validate that. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like the ego and that like when some of us female artists rap, it just comes from that, you know, feeling the need to prove ourselves. You get
because when I'm talking about artists too, in the 6 of hip hop or whatever, I'm not just talking about you as you're female, but I'm saying artists, you're one of the best. Canada, I'm bringing it down. Sean Myrie selling it. Lola Buns, one of the top best lyricists, because I come from that school of that lyrics, video, just sound. And you're updated with everything, and you're versatile because I know you sing and you have that. I know you've done some Afrobeat style type of tracks.
Some more stuff coming soon. Trust me.
So they can't put you in a box either. They can't put you in a box. So you're. So tell me a little bit about the Afrobeat. I have an idea like why you got into that. So tell me how you got that inspiration.
So a lot of people don't know. I come from a Nigerian background. I'm Nigerian. I have Nigerian parents. You know what I'm saying? Nigerian, but born and raised in the West End of Toronto. So I kind of have the sounds of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Afrobeat has always been something I grew up with, and I was cultured with my Yoruba background and stuff like that. But I haven't always tapped into it. Even with the singing, I've always sang, but I was more that person in the studio with the singer saying, okay, you know, do the harmony like this, do the harmony like that. I've always had the ear, because one of my main inspirations is Aaliyah. Like I grew up on it. Like the style. Great. I feel like being in Toronto, sometimes you feel like you can only cater your music towards Toronto. And once you start having those thoughts, and once you get stuck in that mindset, you don't necessarily feel open to creating outside of what's around you. So
what I feel with Canadian artists, especially if you don't put yourself in a box, you become international. You step out of this whole Toronto thing.
I love how you said that.
Yeah, because I noticed we're different than America or or we're just different than America. We're more like Europe or anywhere else. Anyone who's putting in work, I'll tell you, like Lola Buns and some others, like Drake, for example, is an international audience we get because we have a voice of different worlds, right?
Like promoting things online, I mean, it's really good. There's TikTok, there's all these apps that, you know what I mean, somebody could have 2 followers today and their song blows up and they do a challenge and they have 1 million followers tomorrow. So we're in a very fast-paced, moving time in music, which is good, but at the same time, I mean, it's interesting. Like it's kind of we're taking it day by day with this social media and with this online stuff, you know what I mean? But I miss just real life people and performing and stuff in person and traveling and making networks and doing stuff in person, because at the same time with online there's its pros and its cons, because some of the cons is like a lot of people, they have this many followers and all that stuff, but it's like, okay, you paid for that. Or like you have this much views and all that stuff, but it's like, okay, you paid for it. So the fact that people could, you know, pay to appear as if, okay, you're successful and da-da-da. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the cons of it, because a lot of times when artists are getting booked and, you know what I mean, considered for some projects and things like that, fortunately and unfortunately, sometimes the numbers count, right? So, but numbers online don't necessarily mean numbers in real life. You get me?
Zero.
So, I mean, it depends who the conversation is with, you know?
You know what, though? I study, anyone can fool me, Sean Myrie. I know who has the fake followers and who don't. I just know that. I won't tell
you
people how
if you know, you know.
I know. So, it's not how much followers you have. Like I repeat, it's who's following you. That's the real treasure. You get what I'm saying?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stoner Kid.
This is the Rastafari Smoking Samurai.
My name is Sean Myrie, and I'm your host of the Down to Earth podcast.
Make sure you hit and subscribe to our channels. You dig?